All right, your review for your final for algebraic reasoning. Student worked out at a gym continuously for 50 minutes. The graph shows the remaining percentage of the workout as a linear function. Okay, so which answer choice best describes the domain and range? Remember, domain is x from left to right. Range is y from bottom to top. So A or B, or sorry, A, B, C, D all have a domain. So let's think about it. From left to right, this point on the left is at 0, and it goes all the way to the right here at 50. So which domain says it's between 0 and 50? Okay, that would be 0 to 50 for the domain. That looks good so far. C. Nothing else matches. Let's look at the y values. The bottom is 0, and the top is 100. So does C also have a range, 0 to 100? Yes, it does. So you should be able to find left to right domain, bottom to top range. Pick the right answer. Number two, which equation best represents the linear relationship in the table above? So, did you know you can plot points? Okay, you can put in a table here, right? So you pick plus table, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and then 11, 8, 5, 2, -1. Looks like it makes a straight line. I can go over here and start typing in these equations. The first one doesn't go through them. Second one doesn't go through them. Third one does. Fourth one does not. So that blue one matches this blue one, which is the third one, which is letter C, -3x plus 5. You could also graph and hit the gear and make a little table and then match the table to the graph. So there's a couple ways to do it, but you can actually graph the table, plot the table, graph the answer choices, graph and compare. It's too easy. Number three, what equation in slope-intercept form matches the given graph? So once again, you can graph and compare. I see 2 points, 0, comma 2. If you type it in, comma, and then the other point, 1, comma 0, okay, do you see how they're graphed here? And now you can just, once again, graph these answer choices. That doesn't go through it. That doesn't go through it. That does go through it again. And then that one does not. So the green one does. The third answer choice, which is C, goes through those points. You could also, again, graph and compare to the picture above. Cool. Number four, what is the y-intercept? Here's the y, touches right here, 0, comma 6. So don't click the other points, click the one that's on the y-axis, that's the y-intercept. Too easy. Number five, graph the line representing y equals -3x plus 3. Okay, so now this is tricky on the computer when you do this, but when you type it in here, y equals -3x plus 3, okay, hit plus sign, hit a table, no, not plus sign, hit the gear, click the table, and now you've got some values, right? So you want to graph, hit the gear, hit the table, and then plot points from this graph. So what, 0, comma 3, 1, comma 0. That's enough. You just need 2 points. And in the computer, it'll graph it as long as you make sure that it is linear because it's just x. Okay. All right, number six, the graph of the quadratic functions below, which represents the vertex. So the vertex is either at the top of the hill or at the bottom of a U. Okay. So right here, what is that? -3, comma 0. Right there is the vertex. Cool. Okay, the graph represents quadratic. So is this a max or a min? The top of a hill equals a maximum. So I'm going to click maximum. And then what is the maximum value right here? 4. Okay. Not 5 because it doesn't touch 5. It's not -3. It's not negative. It's not -1, -5. None of that. Okay. That's a y-intercept. That's an x-intercept. Up here is +4. All right. We got a function. Man, it's too easy. Graph both. So you're going to graph this one, and then you're going to graph this one in Desmos. Okay? Let's do it. So f of x equals x squared. G of x equals f of x plus 3 minus 2. Now, what are we trying to do here? Trying to see what has happened to go from the blue graph, x squared, to the green graph, g of x. Now, there's clues here with this plus 3 and this minus 2. You just want to remember insiders lie, so it's not going to move right. This means left, and then minus 2 means down. So left 1, 2, 3, down 2. Can't you see it over here on the graph? And then in the numbers, it went from 0 to -3, that's left 3. It went from 0 to -2, that's down 2. Insider's just a liar, right? So F was translated how many, sorry, 3 units which way? Well, again, 1, 2, 3 to the left. And then 2 units which way? Down 2. So down, 2 down, okay? That's it for number 8. So you're selecting the right direction, but if you graph both, you can see it, okay? Talk about roots. Graph this thing. If it equals 0, you do not have to write the equals 0. Okay. I graph it. I'm going to zoom out so I can see the roots. Just click them. It'll tell you. And by the way, roots, we learned, has a couple other meanings, right? Are there some other names for roots? Another name for a root is a 0, a solution, or most importantly, x-intercept. These are all plural, potentially. So I need to know the x-intercepts. So on the graph, it hits the x-axis at -7, +2. Let's see. That's good. Number 10. What are the factors of the expression here? Now, I'm going to tell you, when you have an original quadratic and then factored form, graph and compare. If you graph the original and you graph the answer choices, one will match up. So x squared plus 6x plus 5. Okay, let's graph these answer choices. X minus 5, x minus 1. Is that perfectly matching? No. Okay, x squared plus 5x, x squared plus x. That's crazy. No. Okay, x plus 6, x plus 5. So this green one doesn't match this black one either. Okay, there's hope for the last one. X plus 5 and x plus 1. Now this purple one, if I click it away, looks like it's on top of that black one, which is exactly what I was trying to do. Graph and compare, which one matches. It's got to be letter D. And again, the way we know is that these two numbers multiply to make C value, and they add to make the B value. Okay? All right, number 11. Got a table here. right, so table represents. So let's get our table going here. This is super easy if you know what to do. So follow me. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 6, 12. Okay. Now, it's very important that you input the table and then you click this little symbol. It's got 2 dots in a line and 2 dots right here. Do you see? I tried to zoom it in. Do you see it right here? It says add regression. It's on the left. If you don't know where this button is, you're toast. So click that button. Okay. Now, is this linear? When you see a little x in the exponent, that means it's exponential. So I'm going to change linear to exponential. And wouldn't you see it right here? I got 3, 2 to the power of x. Okay. So it said y equals 3 times 2 to the power of x. So 3 and 2. 3, 2. Cool. All right. Number 12. This is probably one of the harder ones on the final. Okay. So it says a group of Cowboys fans of 60 students, okay, will increase by 10%. So if you start, what you start with is your A value, and this is your A value, so 60. And then your B, so to get your B value, it's 1 plus or minus the rate. So if it's increasing 10%, okay, so R equals 10%. So you move it 2 to the left, scratch out the percentage, and you are increasing, so you're going to add it. So 1 plus 0.1 equals 1.1. That is your B value. So it's not just 0.1. Okay, it's not 0.1. It's not just 10. Okay, it's turn it into a decimal, 2 to the left, add it or subtract it from 1, depending on this word. And that's your new B value. Okay, so we had 60 that we start with. 1.1 is our rate. Cool. Now decide whether your exponential function is an exponential growth or decay. Okay, here's what you do. Y equals A times B to the X. If B is greater than 1, it is growth. If B is between 0 and 1, it's decay. So look, 3 is greater than 1, growth. 0.3 is less than 1, decay. Now 7 over 6 is 1.6 repeating, okay? That is greater than 1, so that means it is growth. So that was this one. 1.02, that's growth. It's greater than 1, okay? You don't care about this first number. That's just where you start. But growth and decay is the second number, the B value right here. Greater than 1 is growth. Less than 1 is decay. Cool. Which of the following is true about these three? Or which is true about this equation? Choose 3, okay? Now, is the x-intercept 5, 0? Now, you know what? The easiest thing we can do is we can graph this thing, and we can know 2 times 5 to the power of x. Now, is there an x-intercept at 5, 0 right here? No. Is the equation of the asymptote y equals 2? No, the asymptote, it bottoms out here at 0 on the y, so y equals 0. It would have a plus 2 if it was at 2. Is the y-intercept at 0, 2? Oh, yeah. Cha-ching. Does the graph decrease from left to right? From left to the right is going up. That's not decreasing. Does it have a horizontal asymptote from left to right? Yes, it does. It's right there. So that's good. And it increases from left to right. Yes, as you go to the right, it's going up. That's true. Okay, last one. Let's graph this. So 26 times 1.84 to the power of x. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All I care about is this right here. And wouldn't you know it, that first number is always going to be the y-intercept. Okay, so 26 is it. Make sure you study this for your final on this week.